My mother-in-law posted a photo of me and my 9-year-old daughter with the caption, "Some people should not be allowed to have kids," and her entire family piled on in the comments, diagnosing my child like she was broken. When I found Lily in her room, she was tearing up her favorite painting, whispering, "I'm fixing it. Fixing me." That's when I knew something had to change. I'm Ashley, and this is about the moment my husband finally stopped being his mother's son and started being our daughter's father. I found Lily on her bedroom floor surrounded by shredded paper. Half her painting was already destroyed. The one she'd worked on for 3 days. The one she'd been so proud of. Her shoulders were shaking. Her hands were shaking. Everything was shaking. "Lily," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. "What are you doing?" She froze. Turned toward me. Her eyes were red, lashes clumped together, face blotchy in that way that tells you someone tried really hard not to cry but lost. "I'm fixing it," she whispered. "Fixing what?" "Me." That word punched the air straight out of my lungs. She reached for her phone with a trembling hand. "I didn't want to show you," she said quietly. "But I think you have to see." I took the phone. There it was. A photo of me and Lily in her room. Lily was smiling, paint on her cheek. I was laughing at something she'd said. Behind us was the usual explosion of markers and art supplies and half-finished creations. It looked exactly like what it was, a 9-year-old with a big imagination lived there. Then I saw the caption. "Some people should not be allowed to have kids." "Grandma posted it," Lily said. "In the family chat and on Facebook. Emma sent it to me." Her voice got smaller. She said Grandma is trying to warn people. I swallowed hard. Warn them about what? Her lip wobbled. Me. What? "Lily, no. Read the comments." So I scrolled. Evan's sister Melissa had commented, "This is honestly scary. Something is wrong with Lily. No kid's room looks like that." Aunt Nancy wrote, "She looks unstable in this pic. Look at her eyes. Does she get tested for stuff?" Uncle Brad added, "That child needs help. This is more than just messy. Kids who live like this grow up with major issues." Cousin Jessica, is she medicated? My friend's kid had the same problems before they diagnosed her. Just saying. Some relative I barely knew, it's not right. That girl looks off. I'd be worried. Every comment was a blade. And Lily had read every single one. Melissa again, poor thing. She's basically being raised feral. No structure, no stability. What do you expect? And then Diane, my mother-in-law, I've tried to help, but Ashley refuses to admit Lily has issues. This room is always like this. It's not normal. Something isn't right with her. Not she's creative. Not she's a messy kid. Just something isn't right with her. Lily tucked her face down. "They think I'm broken," she whispered. "Lily, Grandma said you shouldn't have kids. But I'm your kid. So she wishes you didn't have me." She said it like a math equation. Like she'd solved something. I sat beside her. "Lily, look at me." She didn't. So I gently moved the hair from her face. "There is nothing wrong with you," I said. "Not one thing." "Then why does everyone say there is?" "Because they're cruel. Because adults forget kids can read. Because your grandmother cares more about being right than being kind." I kept my voice steady. "Because they're wrong. All of them. Especially Grandma." Lily nodded, but I could tell she didn't believe me yet. She reached for another painting and I caught her wrist. "Why are you throwing out your art?" Her voice cracked. "If I stop making messes, maybe they'll stop hating me." I swear I saw red. Her phone buzzed. Another notification from the family group chat. My father-in-law Howard wrote, "Kids don't act like this unless something's off, and Ashley just enables it." Some uncle named Tom, looks like a cry for help. That child's environment is not normal. Another relative, this explains her behavior. I thought she just lacked discipline, but something deeper is happening. Then the next notification hit. Evan is typing. Lily looked up fast. "Dad?" I nodded slowly. Evan hates confrontation. If he's typing in the family thread, it's either a grocery list or the end of days. Lily leaned against me, watching that blinking dot. I slipped her phone out of her hands. She just folded into my side. The dots blinked. Stopped. Started again. Evan had no idea Lily saw the post. No idea she was waiting to see which version of her father would show up. Then the typing bubble disappeared. No message. Just an empty screen and a 9-year-old trying not to breathe too loudly. "Mom," Lily whispered. I kept my arm around her, eyes on that still screen. To understand how a grandmother ends up publicly diagnosing a child, you have to understand Diane. Diane doesn't just dislike mess. She treats mess like other people treat venomous snakes. With fear, disgust, and deep conviction that it only happens because someone has failed morally. I learned this the first time she walked into our apartment when Evan and I were dating. I had 3 mugs in the sink and unopened mail on the counter. She surveyed the scene like a crime documentary. "Wow," she said. "You live like this." I laughed because I thought she was joking. She wasn't. That was my first red flag. The second was how fast Evan apologized for me. The third red flag was Melissa, Evan's sister. Melissa was the blueprint. Perfect home, perfect children, perfect hair. Her kids, Tyler and Emma, Lily's cousins, were the family gold standard. Their rooms looked like catalog displays. White bedding, label bins, plants that somehow didn't die. Lily's room looks like a craft store after a grenade went off. Every time Melissa visited, she found a new way to say your child is weird without using those words. "She's very imaginative," she'd say, staring at Lily's wall of drawings. Or Emma never needed so much stimulation. Maybe Lily gets overstimulated easily. Sensitive, scattered, unstable, different, always coded, always pointed, always concern wrapped in judgment. And Diane ate it up. She loved comparing the cousins, but not in a kids are unique way. She treated it like a morality tale. Good child versus whatever Lily was supposed to be. I don't know when Diane decided Lily's creativity was pathology, but it happened gradually. Lily gets overwhelmed easily. Lily doesn't know how to calm herself. Lily's room gives me anxiety. Once, and I'll never forget this, Diane bent down in front of 6-year-old Lily and said, "Sweetie, does it feel confusing inside your head?" "Because it looks confusing in here." Lily just blinked. I nearly bit through my tongue. But Evan said nothing. Not because he agreed. He adores Lily. But because silence is how he survived his childhood. And this is the part one never wanted to look at too closely. Her obsession wasn't just about cleanliness. It was about control. Control she exerted with her voice. Control she maintained with guilt. And control she enforced with money. Our money. Being the responsible child came with a subscription fee. It started small. "Could you help with the electric bill this month? Groceries are expensive. Can you pitch in?" Then it became automatic. A monthly transfer Evan set up temporarily that became permanent. He never told me the exact amount. I assumed it was small. It wasn't. And the funniest part? A chunk of it was coming from me. The person Diane sneers at for being too artsy. I'm a graphic designer. My income is built on colors, sketches, scribbles, mood boards, half-finished ideas. Lily didn't inherit her creativity from nowhere. She got it from me. The same chaotic streak Diane diagnoses like a hereditary condition. And yet my chaotic streak was helping pay Diane's electric bill. The irony was nauseating. Once Evan asked if I could cover $120 for his parents' urgent groceries because he'd already sent too much that month. I didn't want to. I did it anyway. Fighting felt petty. Saying no felt ungrateful. I hadn't connected the dots until now. The comments. The criticism. The money. The control. Different heads of the same monster. The message dropped while Lily was in the bathroom brushing her teeth. I didn't breathe while I read it. Mom, you posted a picture of my wife and daughter and invited the whole family to talk about what is wrong with a 9-year-old. That is not concern. That is cruel. If you think my child is defective, you do not belong in her life. You've been happy to take our money for years, but you have no problem insulting us. That ends now. If you need help, ask Melissa. I should have said this a long time ago. This is the last message you'll get from me. Evan. No emojis, no love you. Just that. I stared at it so hard my eyes hurt. Then, Evan left the group. Nobody reacted. Nobody hearted it. It was like the whole family's Wi-Fi cut out. Then finally, Cousin Chris, whoa. Aunt Nancy, did he just leave? Melissa, what is going on? From down the hall, the bathroom door opened. Mom, Lily called. Can I spit now, or will Grandma post that too? The fact she made a joke, it all felt like a small miracle. Spit away, I said. She patted in a minute later, hair damp, face still puffy from crying. Did he send it? She asked. Yeah. He sent it. What did Dad say? I thought about showing her. Then I imagined her reading defective again. He told them what they did was wrong. He told them they don't get to talk about you like that. And he told them this was the last time. Lily twisted a thread on the duvet. Are they mad? Probably. My phone buzzed. Evan's name. I stepped into the hallway. Is she okay? His voice was urgent. She saw it. She saw everything. A beat of heavy silence. Okay. I'm almost home. That was it. Just a decision landing. Lily was sitting cross-legged when he walked in, holding herself still the way kids do when they're scared. He went straight to her. You didn't do anything wrong, he said, kneeling to eye level. Not one thing. What they wrote was wrong. Not you. She breathed out. Okay. Can I sleep in your room tonight? Yeah, I said. Go pick a pillow. Family sleepover tonight. That got the smallest smile. She patted down the hall. Evan walked to the dining table, opened his laptop, and started clicking. I didn't ask. I didn't have to. A few minutes later, he closed the laptop. Then my phone rang. Diane. I looked at him. He gave a single nod. I put it on speaker. What is this? She snapped. You leave the chat. You embarrass us. What kind of tantrum is this? Evan didn't flinch. It wasn't a tantrum. You're being ridiculous. You don't mean that message. You're under stress. Ashley is filling your head with. Stop, he said. Calm, flat. The kind of voice that ends conversations. You owe us, Howard barked in the background. We raised you. We supported you. You don't get to just walk away. I already did. Diane scoffed. Fine. Be dramatic. You're still covering the insurance next week, and your father's card is due. No. A long, stunned pause. What do you mean, no? Howard demanded. I'm not paying for anything anymore. Sharper silence. I could almost hear Diane doing the math. You will, she said, brittle. Once you calm down. Once you realize how ungrateful. I'm not paying for anything ever again. You can't just cut us off. You need to come to your senses. Evan looked at me. This is me in my senses. You're throwing away your family, she hissed. You made that decision when you posted that picture. Not me. Diane went quiet. Then we'll speak when you're being reasonable. No, you won't. He ended the call. Just a thumb and a finality heavier than anything he'd ever said. From down the hall, Dad, which pillow do you want? Evan's eyes softened. Whichever one you pick. He turned to me, voice low, certain. This isn't over. Not after what they did. And I knew he was right. 2 days later, Diane made her next move. Diane Patterson posted in Brookstone Neighborhood Families, a public group. Thousands of members. Local moms, dads, teachers, PTA people. And there was Lily's room again. But this time, the caption was different. I never wanted to post this, but I'm so worried for my granddaughter. I expressed gentle concern about her living conditions and was cut off by my son and his wife. We supported them financially for years and this is how they treat us. Please tell me, am I overreacting? Doesn't this look unsafe for a child? My jaw clenched, my stomach dropped, and some quiet, murderous calm settled in. Gentle concern, I muttered. Is that what we're calling it now? And the finance part. Supported them for years. I nearly snorted. Lily was at school. Evan was at work. I was alone, reading strangers' comments. User 1, this is so sad. Looks like neglect to be honest. User 2, some parents are too sensitive when you try to help. User 3, Melissa, you did everything right, Mom. You're just worried for Lily. Of course Melissa was there, refreshing like she was bidding on eBay. Diane loses control. Diane rewrites reality. Diane begs for validation. Melissa arrives with tissues and gasoline. Then, if the child's room is really like this, honestly, the grandma has a point. Fine. Enough. I screenshotted everything. Then I texted Evan, you need to see what your mother just did. He replied instantly, on my way home. The door opened 20 minutes later. Where is it? I handed him my phone. He read. Jaw tight. Paused it. We supported them financially. Then he exhaled slowly. Okay. She picked the wrong lie today. He sat down and pulled out his phone. I thought he'd rant or call her or try to reason. But no. He typed a single, precise, lethal comment under Diane's post. Mom, please stop. You didn't express concern. You publicly insulted Lily, encouraged comments diagnosing her, and used her photo without permission. Also, you haven't supported us financially. I've sent you $26,400 over the last 3 years. This is the last time I'll correct your version of events. Do not post our daughter again. Then he posted the screenshot. The original thread where Diane and her cheerleaders called Lily unstable, off, feral, defective. Every hair on my arm stood up. And Brookstone neighborhood families noticed. The comments reversed faster than a church group finding out their pastor has a secret OnlyFans. User 1, wait, what? That's not concern. That's straight up mean. User 6, I didn't see these comments before. This changes things. User 4, posting a kid's room to shame her is not okay. Melissa tried damage control. This is being taken out of context. We were all joking. User 7, joking about a 9-year-old needing medication? User 12, I'm with Evan. Don't involve a child in your family drama. Diane tried to claw it back. Evan is lying. He's being manipulated. Ashley turned him against us. And then, we will be contacting a lawyer about visitation rights. Evan barked a humorless laugh. Sure. Let's show the judge the post where you said our daughter looks unstable. That'll go great. Within minutes, the comment section went silent. Diane stopped replying. The post faded. But the damage to her reputation? Permanent. Until 7:14 that evening. The doorbell rang. Lily was on the couch sketching. Evan and I froze. We could feel who it was. Evan opened the door halfway. Diane and Howard stood there, attempting PR damage control. Evan, Diane said tightly. We need to talk. No. Don't be childish. The online drama has gone far enough. We can move past this. You humiliated our daughter. We're not moving past anything. Diane scoffed. I posted because I was worried. And instead of thanking me, you cut us off. You're acting like a lunatic. Mom, you lied again. You twisted what happened again. And you dragged Lily into it again. Howard stepped forward. You owe us a conversation. You owe us respect. I don't owe you anything. Diane went for the narcissistic collapse. We will speak when you come to your senses. There won't be a next time. Lily peeked around the corner, watching her father set fire to generations of conditioning. Evan, Diane tried, voice cracking. You're choosing her over us. He answered instantly. Yes. And I should have done it a long time ago. He shut the door. No slamming. Just a quiet end to a decade-long performance. And I could feel something enormous shifting. Not in Diane. Not in Howard. In us. In our home. In Lily's world. For the first time, the air felt breathable. 6 months later, the silence is still holding. Diane and Howard never contacted us again. Melissa tried once. She called to say Mom and Dad expect you to resume helping them financially. Evan said, "That's your problem now," and hung up. She didn't try again. We only hear updates through the Brookstone grapevine, which has a long memory. Her concerned grandma post backfired hard. People still whisper. They avoid her at PTA meetings. Someone told me she worked a school fair booth alone because no one would share a table. Then the kicker. They had to sell their house. Downsize to something smaller, cheaper, farther away. Actions, consequences, all that. Meanwhile, our life, better than I ever imagined. All the money Evan used to send them stays with us now. We took Lily on her first real vacation. We visit my parents more. Turns out there's a lot more emotional room when you're not managing other people's expectations. Lily's drawing almost every day. She told me she might want to be an artist when she grows up. I told her she already is. So what do you think? Did we go too far or not far enough? Thanks for listening, and if you liked this story, share it with others, and don't forget to comment and subscribe for more stories about families who finally chose themselves. Sometimes protecting your child means burning bridges you spent years trying to build.